the national debt is on pace to hit 50 trillion over the next 10 years is what they're estimating. Do you see there being a huge issue with money printing and taking on debt within the economy?
I'm the guy that hates debt more than anybody you've ever met, and I'm baffled by the national debt. Because, when I first started in my 30s, there was books out that the world was coming to an end, right? Bankruptcy 1994 or something? A guy predicting that hockey stick in the debt was going to dry up the money supply, and it was going to crash. It was going to, squeeze the life out of the economy, choke it down, and that the interest rates, that the interest that the U.S. is paying out of their budget line items is far exceeding most other things in the budget, and the thing was gonna flip over mathematically, and we're all gonna die. Another one was coming economic earthquake, and another guy, one of my buddies that buys and sells, and I think the world of him. He and I are complete opposites, but I still love the guy. Is Robert Kiyosaki.
Oh, yeah.
And Kiyosaki did a book about the coming end of the world, whatever, the coming economic collapse or whatever he called it. I forget. And so, and it didn't happen. It's kind of like me predicting the coming economic prosperity for the last 6 quarters, but it didn't happen, So, everybody, and the other thing I've noticed, there's a lot of people writing books on the end of the world to do this stuff. And as I've gotten old, I've noticed that old white men really have this desire for the world to come to an end. I don't know what the problem is, but they keep bringing me these. They keep sending me these manuscripts that are half typed out, look like something from a movie, right? And you need to tell the world about this, Dave. And it's the coming economic earthquake. The world's going to end, And I hate debt, and I don't like that we're doing this, but a long time ago, it was supposed to have collapsed everything, and it hasn't, which I don't understand. It baffles me. So one of my good friends is a guy named Art Laffer. Art moved to Tennessee from California many years ago, and he's the father of supply-side economics. He started Reaganomics. He was on Ronald Reagan's cabinet, and he's brilliant. He's got a PhD in economics from Cambridge. Okay, he's old money guy. He's in his 80s, and he's just a wonderful guy. And he and I got in a big argument riding together on a plane about this. I'm like, Art, come on, explain to me. And he tried to explain it to me why it's okay, because it doesn't bother him a bit. And he's Mr. Economics, right? And I'm like, and I couldn't understand why he doesn't. I still don't understand why it's not there. But I quit worrying about it is the summary of the story. I really don't understand why it has not done more damage already. You talk about 50 trillion. I remember when we're talking about 10 trillion. Trillion! My God! How in the world? We're just spending like we're on crack. It's just nuts. How can you possibly sustain this? And yet for 3 decades, I've watched us do it, and it has seemingly had almost no effect.
So could you argue, though, that the effect is a devaluation in the dollar, some inflation, and asset prices have increased?
No, because during the time we've done this, we've had inflation of 2% some years. We've had inflation of 3%. The CPI for 70 years has averaged 4.3. That's the Consumer Price Index, the measure of inflation. We had 9.7 under Biden, and we had some supply chain screw up and weird inflation, post-COVID inflation and that kind of stuff. It was kind of an anomaly. But overall, if you chart inflation with the debt, it hasn't followed it. It's not been that. The worst inflation we had was in the 70s, and there was hardly any debt then. You go back under Carter era and look at that stuff and gas prices and gas lines, and we had double-digit inflation year in and year out in the 1970s. And it was not tracking with the debt. It didn't, and because if you did that, you would think if it was causation instead of correlation, you'd be able to track them both on a graph and see them following each other, right? And they don't, which I truly don't understand. Art tried to explain it to me, and I'm just not smart enough to get it.
So if you were in charge of the government, how would you approach things differently?
Well, nobody would let me be in charge because I would cut all of their lives out. All of this, God, man, the nanny stuff. I would make Elon Musk look like Mother Teresa. We would doge that thing down to, I could balance the budget. But no one would let you because everyone's grandmother would be in the street starving and whatever to hear them tell it, which is bull crap. But, all these little pet projects, we'd have no streets, we'd have no army, we'd have no whatever, according to the people who go bananas as soon as you start cutting one little thing. I mean, look at how they reacted to cutting just ridiculous stuff under Elon. He brings up these things that he puts them out there, and any sane human, right or left, is looking at this going, this is moronic. And they cut it. And then what do? They protest in the streets because we cut moronic stuff. So I don't know how you would do it politically or without causing societal upheaval of some kind, but mathematically you could do it. I mean, but none of this happens in a vacuum.
Roughly a quarter of the entire budget of the government goes towards Social Security. What are your thoughts on overall retirement income, Social Security? Should we push out the retirement age? Is this something that we should be dealing with, or just say, okay, we need to take care of the people that have worked their entire life and maybe not been financially prudent, and then give them Social Security?
Well, Social Security was never intended mathematically nor philosophically or nor politically to be your retirement plan.
Couldn't have worked shaken out mathematically if they just kept individual accounts for each person for the most part.
That's how it should
honey,
be.
if we had individual accounts and put it in 2%, I mean, it has a negative rate of return. Social Security is a negative rate of return. So if we just put it in there and didn't spend it and gave it back out, you'd have more. If you just broke even. But if you put it in an account and got 2%, God, if you put it in an account and got 7%, you'd have like bazillions of dollars more. Bush tried to talk about privatizing a portion of it.
What happened?
And he got just destroyed politically because my grandmother's not going to be able to eat because of these evil Republicans, and all this garbage came out. So, but I mean, the math on Social Security, it is the worst possible investment. When Bush was doing that, I was on the show and I would come out and say, here's the math, guys. At that time, I was like 40 something years old. I said, okay, I've paid in for 25 years. If you just won't make me pay in anymore, you can keep all I've given you. I'll opt out, completely opt out. I'll not take it.
See,
and
I
will kick your butt with the remaining 20 years of my earning power. I'll be just fine with the money I would have paid into Social Security, putting it into a CD. I would have had 10 or 20x what they're going to pay me now at 65 years old.
Why can't you opt out?
Because it's just
I
a
would
tax.
love for
It's
that
just
to be
another
just
tax. It's not like an
but the thing is, the reason
Because
why
the smart people would.
well,
And that would only leave the dumb people.
the reason why is because current workers pay for the people who are currently on Social Security.
Yeah.
So all of our money goes to them,
because
and then future generations
the
go
quote,
towards
trust fund
us.
has been robbed long ago. There's no trust fund. It's a cash flow mechanism now. But yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, and so like pastors, preachers can opt out on the grounds of I object to the system on a religious basis, which as a Christian I could easily do because it's a horrible use of God's money. So I object to it on a religious basis, but I'm not a preacher, so I can't do it. But when preachers ask me, should I opt out? I'm like, oh, yeah.
So you're saying everyone should become a preacher?
Apparently.
That's a great side hustle video right there.
But it's only your-
frugal life hacks.
The
Become a
sad thing is
preacher.
it's only your pastoral income you can opt out on. So if you have a side hustle,
There's
if you
probably
have
a way you can
anything else you get is still subject to the system.
You could
but yeah.
shift
Yeah, from
income
money.
from
But yeah,
one to
what
another.
do we got to replace? You got to have a retirement plan. Duh.
Mm.
You got to have long-term disability because if you become disabled as an adult, you get SSI, which is a function of Social Security. And if you die, your kids are taken care of with Social Security. And so you need life insurance. But you need all three of those things anyway if you're a responsible adult. That's part of financial planning. You need a retirement plan, you need long-term disability, and you need life insurance to take care of your family if something happens to you. That's basic financial planning. You need to be doing that anyway, Pastor. So just do what you're supposed to do anyway and opt out and use the money you would have been given those doofuses to fund your personal life, and you'll come out way better off.
If you've ever been denied a car loan, credit card, or even an apartment because of what's on your credit report, you are not alone. Most people don't even know what's hurting their credit score, let alone how to fix it. That is exactly where our sponsor Dispute Beast comes in. It's an AI-powered platform that helps you find and remove outdated or inaccurate items from your credit report fast.
We're talking things like late payments, old accounts and collections, or even accounts that don't belong to you. Not to mention, how it works is super easy. You connect your credit report and DisputeBeast scans it for negative marks that could be dragging down your score. Then it generates custom dispute letters tailored for your situation, no templates and no guesswork.
You could choose to just download the data and send it to the agencies yourself, or you can use their built-in mail service where they will literally handle everything for you.
It's honestly just really clean and simple to use, and it's built by experts.
So if you're ready to take back control of your credit, go to DisputeBeast.com/ICH today. There's also a link down below in the description, DisputeBeast.com/ICH. Guys, they will literally handle everything for you. If you're dissatisfied with your credit, they will do all of the research, let you know what's going wrong, and they will fight for you. DisputeBeast.com/ICH. Thank you so much to DisputeBeast for sponsoring this clip.